Alright, Magic Gathering fans, this is Daniel Chang with Graded Magic Cards. Thanks again for watching. This is the second part of our Antiquities Magic the Gathering set, the third expansion set of Magic the Gathering segment. We're going to talk about some of the individual cards I selected here and kind of what was in the set and kind of revisit some of the artwork also. All of these cards, they came from 8 tradable game cards in a booster pack like this. There's no starter deck from the Antiquities set, and they were produced in 93, 94 distribution. And some of the highlight cards in this set I've selected are, recognizable in the game, and also for the collectors out there. Here's an important thing to note. The anvil as an expansion set is denoted on the right middle, which denotes the Antiquities set. First piece I'm going to share with you is the Triscelion. This particular piece has a very simple design. I think it was reprinted by Douglas Schuler. It's a very large, massive creature, or artifact creature, but has some use and nostalgia to it back in the day. This particular one was graded PSA 8.5. Now, here is a very important collector and player use card, the MISHRA'S Factory in the Antiquities set. This is the summer variation of it by Kaja Foglio, or actually, I'm sorry, Kaja and Phil Folio. And you'll notice that in this particular piece, there are actually 4 variations: the summer, autumn, winter, and spring. This piece is very powerful for a lot of those artifact deck players. You can tap 1 colorless mana to your mana pool, or give any assembly worker +1/+1 until the end of the turn. So it has some functional use, dual uses, and is obviously very popular for the Antiquities set collectors. It should be noted that the winter one is the most rare, and they generally are not as centered. You'll notice the left to right centering are kind of off. It's more to the right for the winter ones especially. Next card we have is the Strip Mind, another very useful card. These illustrations were done by Daniel Jellin. Tap to add 1 colorless mana to your mana pool, or place Strip Mine in the graveyard and destroy 1 land of your choice. Very interesting, because land destruction decks love these type of cards. And just like the Sinkhole, for example, you can destroy a land. This one has an option, a dual option as a land. So a very popular card to use. I believe there was 4 or 6 variations. I don't remember exactly, but there were multiple variations of this particular card. Next card we have is the Power Artifact. We own the original artwork for this by Douglas Schuler, and it's a pretty interesting card. The activation cost of the target artifact is reduced by 2 mana. If this would reduce the target artifact's act below 1, target artifact activation becomes 1 mana. Power Artifact has no effect on artifacts, have no activation cost, or that is 0. Very powerful indeed in a lot of decks that allow you to reduce your casting cost dramatically for only 2 blue mana. A very, very useful player's card. And here we go, the big 2 in the set. Out of 100 cards, the Candelabra of Tawnos in MISHRA'S Workshop. Candelabra is illustration by Douglas Schuler again, Mint 9 PSA grade. beautiful card. Recently, this card has been used in very, very powerful deck that it reads, untap X separate lands by the number of mana that you use for only 1 mana casting cost. Now, I believe in the decks now there's a way to control this use much more efficiently. And before, in the past, these decks were not, I was told that these were not as useful, this card. But recently it's been in some very powerful decks and has increased in cost for the card nearly 5 to 6 times, selling for almost $250 a card. Interesting. And lastly, probably the most recognizable, and the reason why the Antiquities set is the most expensive card in the set, is the MISHRA'S Workshop. This card is a powerhouse by Kaja Foglio to the illustration. And here we go. We have tap 3 colors mana to your mana pool. This mana may only be used to cast artifacts. Okay, first off, that kind of reminds me of the Black Lotus. I'm not a huge player, but if you think about it, just 3 mana of colorless to cast artifacts for just a basic land. I mean, that's unbelievable. No wonder this card is worth $300 to $400 ungraded in most cases. There you go, folks. A different perspective. I want to share with you guys just a rundown of some of the many awesome cards in the Antiquities set, 100 card set for you collectors and players out there. Be sure to visit us at gradedmagiccards.com for more videos and insight on graded cards and also cards in the vintage market. And if you have any interest in selling, consigning, or buying Antiquities cards or other expansion or core sets, contact me at Daniel@gradedmagiccards.com. Thanks again for your business. We'll talk to you soon.